Hey everybody, welcome to the Witching Hour. Tonight we are looking at some yellow shrimp, Neocaridina. They are cleaning off. Oh wow, the camera got real bad as soon as I went live. It was looking great backstage, everybody, I swear. But they have a yellow stripe down the back, and they are cleaning up a piece of Anubias that has a bunch of algae on it, and they're treating it like it's a shrimp stick. Like, I don't know whether they have limits, and like at some point they'll be like, no, we've had enough of that. Like, I don't know whether I can continue to just keep putting uh, dirty plants, as it were, algae encrusted plants, like in there, and how long they would do that for. But they've been going nuts, and I did this like over an hour ago, and as you can see, still lots of activity there. So I don't know why I developed a stutter all of a sudden. I guess that's the way it's going to go. That's new. So how are you guys holding up? I can hear myself in the background. Let's see if there's any weird. CC Doc Awesome already here. A special good evening to the English Navy captain, or at least what he looks like with his facial hair. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm just bringing it back. The camera is right behind me, and unfortunately, I can hear myself back there. But let me know if it's a problem in chat. Huawei, CC. So good to see everybody. So yes, female guppy has gotten in there. So now there are lots of baby guppies. So it appears that I am going to be keeping Neocaridina shrimp with guppies. Yeah, that's what's going on. But they're convincing the guppies that there is something worth eating over here. So the guppies are even helping out. I took it out of a guppy tank. You know what I mean? So they're not doing it on their own. Only if they're guided. But I'm really pleased to see something go well where you're like, oh yeah, man, if only there was a cleanup crew for that. So it's like shrimp are the cleanup crew. It is true, and you can feed them a crusty plant, and they'll help it get back to life. That's awesome. So I just like to see some success in the fish room, other than more babies. So good. All right. We're doing it. It's not bad. Let's do. Of course, now I don't have anything to say. Been thinking of things to say to you guys, like for I don't know, a couple hours now. I was cleaning up hang on the back filters. I got a little tray, and then I got a little container of vinegar, a little container of water, so that I could, rinse the parts and get a washcloth heavy with vinegar, because I was getting a bunch of mineral deposit, like, cleaning them up. And I've done that to 1.5 filters, and while I was watching some live streams, and yeah, man, it got very zen there for a second. I think that I like detailing a hang on the back filter while you're listening to something. Like just got lost in the task of it. It felt good. So yeah, this is the best I've felt on stream in weeks, months. I don't know, man. It's a good one. I'll tell you that. So I'm looking forward to hanging out with everybody, uh, catching up. I saw Eddie since I talked to you guys last, I think. Cece, it's harder than it looks, man. I've done it. I looked up and it was 15 minutes after, and I was like, oh man, you know what I mean? Like we do the best that we can. We do the best that we can, and we really shouldn't like ever like let ourselves get worked up about it because there are plenty of people out there not getting worked up about it. You know what I mean? And doing far, far more crazy things. You know what I mean? Like we got to let it go. We got to let it roll. You know, like you stream when you stream. You know what I mean? If somebody else is streaming at the same time as you, I guess we stream at the same time now. You know what I mean? Like that's how it works. Like you gotta keep the boat moving. But yeah, I have been happy in the house. I have almost gone and done a extroverted thing, but decided against it because mainly because of cost. Because like I was like, I can't guarantee that I'm going to get that kind of enjoyment out of that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not sure about hanging out in a crowd right now. If it's a fish crowd, you know what I mean? Like I'm excited about Aquashella, but there were a couple points in time last year where like the crowd was just like a bit overwhelming. I think I got a little too hot. You know what I mean? Like maybe had a little bit too much coffee. You know what I mean? But like I was in the crowd and I felt kind of dizzy and like I didn't want to be in the crowd anymore. You know what I mean? And like that's something that has rarely happened to me in my life. So yeah, dude, I'm changing. Hope you guys are too. You know what I mean? Like it would be boring if you're the same person every day. You know what I mean? Like yes, delicious orphan tears. I was in a stream earlier today, and Dr. Ted said that watching it was Gina. It was the stab time, gabbing and stabbing with Gina's Reef and Nathan. Yeah, and he said that watching bad stream quality or something like that is like seeing orphan tears. And I was like, "Thank you, sir. I have the title of this week's live stream, Orphan Tears." And I mean, like, I was thinking about that, and it could go like several different ways. Like, hey guys, come here. Let's all like come together as a community. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like leave your orphan tears here. Like maybe I'll start like a saltwater tank with all of the tears that you guys orphan to me, and I will take care of them and turn them into a saltwater tank. Let's see. Another. I can't remember any of the other ones right now, but you know, something to think about. Stephen P. June. Yeah, June. It used to not bother me at all, and I used to be the loudest guy in the room. I'm probably still the loudest guy in the room if I get excited. You know what I mean? Like I'll forget the adjustment on the volume knob. You know what I mean? It'll just go all the way up. It's just because I get excited. Um, yeah, CC, I really enjoy the both of them, and Gina's done. Gina does. Gina Gina has done and does like she does a show with Danny. She's done a show with Oh my goodness, I can't remember his name. I'm thinking of his logo right now, and I had a bunch of. It was like a python or something like that. But that guy seemed to have a lot of knowledge, and both of them were were on a stream together, and that was fun. And then Gina has done her own stream. I like the Nate and Gina thing. There's something about couples on stream. You know what I mean? That like is kind of cool. You know what I mean? It's like it's not always cool. You know what I mean? Like there's some that I prefer over others, but I'm just saying like that like cool like fish couple type thing. Like it like works, and they do blades as well. And like Gina's got like old like several different collections of things that she does. So there's always lots to talk about there. I like looking at all the knives. I know that I do not deserve a nice knife. You know what I mean? Like I think that I could get into carrying a knife on the regular and stuff like that, and I might be into that. But like, yeah, I would as high quality as I could go while keeping like the money part of it. I'm just gonna lose it. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna fall out of my pocket. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna set it down. I'm gonna walk off. It'll be gone. See, I don't like when lots of people are talking, so I join Discord calls to help like exposure therapy or something. Yeah, I mean, like that's true. Like doing it just a little bit. You know what I mean? Like anything that you're not doing well, if you could take some time and like do it. I mean, like you can increase your skill. So yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, I might need to go to a concert or something between now and just so I can be in a crowd for a minute. Technically, we all live in a reality with no mic. Hey, Huawei, June, what plants are you interested in from me? Because I need to get you a large box, and you can email me. You can email me, but I want to get you a large box of plants, dear, and like the rest of it is going to Aquashella Dallas, along with some fish. So want to be able to share what I got in my fish room, but I also want to handle what you wanted from me. If it's just a Swasser tang, like that's fine. You know what I mean? But like, tell me what you want so that I can save that back, because like I'm gonna be clearing some tanks of Tiger Val entirely so that I can like have some crypts, man. Like I want to order from Crypt Keeper. I mean, like, first off, because he's a nice guy. Second off, because I wasn't going to take any plants back on the plane home when we were talking about when I was talking about how I wanted his plants at the Clash last year. And then on top of that, I mean, like, where should I get my crypts? But from someone named Crypt Keeper. Come on. You know what I mean? Like, that's a very big part of my childhood, man. Like, 80s television, man. The Crypt Keeper, Nightmare? The Nightmare Factory? What was that? I can't remember the name of the show. Asaya, I am ecstatic as well. Like, this is going to be a blast. Everybody, make sure you come up and say hi to me. I want to have more fish conversations this year. We'll see how it goes. My niece Anna has inquired through my wife as to whether this thing's going to go down or not. So I need to get with her and get her involved. So yeah, I need to take that out of my hand. That's what I need to do. That it just went off. You know what I mean? Like, should not be holding that. That's bad. Just put it down. Just put it down. Like, I just had it in my. It just went off, dude. Yikes. But yes, yellow neocaridina shrimp are beautiful in a planted tank. They are like little exclamation points. Um, I looked into it. I believe I got these. I believe I got these from Vibes through. I believe I got these from the Garden of Eden through Vibes. Um, and I think that happened after Aquashella last year. So we're approaching a year on this tank, and I tell you what, I have left them alone. You know what I mean? Like, I let the tank evaporate to like 50%. I had a heavy layer of duckweed on the top of it. All these easy plants grew in. The tank itself is just insane with how much overgrowth there is. And I finally just worked up the nerve to go ahead and get all the duckweed off the top. And that has made a whole lot of difference in being able to see them. It's still way too overgrown. So we'll work on that. Like, that plant is 2/3 the way up the glass it's a 20-gallon long tank. So that plant is halfway up the glass. It's just sitting on top of jungle valve that's up against the front of the glass on the end that we're looking in. So I mean, like, it could stand to be thinned out a whole lot. And I think that in order to not disturb so much substrate and stuff like that, I'm going to leave the jungle valve in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim it about an inch above the crown and see how fast it grows back in and whether that's something that I can live with. To kind of like, I'll let the sides be overgrown. I'll let the tops maybe still like come over the center and everything, but like kind of just to thin out the center area so that we can get some more depth. But yeah, this tank has done well. The shrimp are doing well, obviously. It's a heavily planted tank. It does like have like a big hunk of driftwood that washed up after a flood on where the Pedernales meets Lake Travis. And my uncle had it dried out along the side of his house. Had a driftwood collection. So I put that in there, and that seems to be real sticky. Gets a good layer of bacteria, slime on it. And that seems to like help them do really, really well. So I think that wood and plants are important, especially if you're going to do hands off on a colony like that. But I do want to do more of what Grant says to like keep up with your water changes, do small ones, do them regularly so that they do well. The blue dreams that I got from Jody are all still doing well. They ate a shrimp stick like yesterday. Took them a while to finish it, but there's only like 15 of those guys. You know what I mean? So like 15, 20, something like that. So so I wasn't worried about it, and but they all look happy. I've seen some of them swimming across the tank just a little bit. So hopefully that's somebody like looking for that female, so that they can grow and do well. But like I said, that tank is super old. So I did a real good gravel vac of it before they came in. There's no wood in that tank. I would like to get some in there. So I got to figure that out. Might sink some when I do all this plant stuff next week. Because when I do all that plant stuff, I'm going to empty out a couple tanks so that I can be sorting for the Aquashella. Could only think of the word Dallas. But like I said, folks, I'm feeling great. Dealing with a headache last week. This week, I had a headache earlier. I woke up with a headache today, but it went away. And I got a bunch of brush that I didn't finish breaking down into its various parts, but now it is sticks and a bin full of organic matter to be collected by this somebody who works for the city. It's a third party company that works for the city, but like from what I understand, they're taking all that organic matter and like making mulches and stuff like that with it. Man, what have you guys been talking about? Let's get to it. I think I can do this, and then you guys can still hear me. Yeah, yeah, we're doing it. I think I have my last cup of coffee inside somewhere. I'm pretty satisfied with this, though. Just sort of a gather around the fish tank, hang out with your friends. So let me check in with the chat. Wow, looks like I have everything from the beginning as well. Eddie Munster. Yeah, man, I was hanging out with Vibes Aquatics, Eddie Munster. Cece says that she likes Gina's streams a lot. Yeah, I didn't have social anxiety before COVID. And then I stayed inside and decided why go back outside. And I think a side effect of that is the difference when I do go out and hang out in public. It's worse on me because I'm not used to it. So, June, you want Tiger Bell? That's awesome, dear. I'll make it happen for you. That's true, CC. But after I spent a year in a freaking hospital, you know what I mean? It's just like I'll deal with it when I have to deal with it. You know what I mean? Like, can't live your life in fear of superbugs, especially when you're working amongst it. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I put my hands in the tanks all the time. I try not to have open wounds and stuff like that. Yeah, well, it's real strange. Yeah, like I said, like I don't know what it is right now, but it's what it's looking like. I've been spending a lot of time at night by myself or in small groups of people, so therefore, you know what I mean, just like one or two people. Like that's the way I prefer it. I find like all the loudness and everything of it, it's fine, but like it's annoying. Why did it just turn upside down? But looks so much better all of a sudden. Look at that. I'm into it. Hey guys, this is what my tank looks like upside down. Just wanted to show that to you. Oh yeah, no, it's true. And anybody who's met me in real life knows that I'm very human, super flawed. That's a trip. I think June might have nailed it. I've become a hermit with with social tendencies. Got to do something about that light that's shining in there. It does kind of look normal. And I have deep feelings for you, brother. Yeah, Asaya, if you want to help out, Fathom helped me last year and end up wandering off with my niece to go look at stuff for most of the afternoon. But if you want to be one of the people that has conversations with people and then oh, did you check out Mike's tank? You want something out of there? Like, feel free to help somebody out with some plants or whatever I've got in there. It's kind of like a giving back and stuff like that. So just all the extra stuff out of my fish room. Like I said, I want to make room for more plants. And honestly, I mean, like with my live bears, I need to get rid of some numbers because the numbers are getting too big. So that's what we're doing. Only Oscars. I'm sorry to hear that. No, man, he did a great job, and I told him, I was like, "Hey, I'm okay if we don't have anything to give out tomorrow," and he was like, "All right, I will start filling the bags a little more," and I was like, "Rock on, brother." So yeah, and he said that he would help out again this year. You know what I mean? But I'd like to see people having conversations about fish and their fish tanks, and how to care for the fish, and like what they've seen and their experience, and like what they might like, and have a conversation. um you know um somebody, it's like, oh, I talked to a fish keeper and I ended up with these plants, and that's the fun stuff. Like, I'm even going to grab some ram's horns and stuff like that and put them in as well, because there was more than one person that came by and they're like, hey man, I'm looking for snails, like I gotta feed, I got somebody at home that needs to be fed, you know what I mean? And I would be perfectly all right with that. So a couple people went through the tanks and were pulling the snails that they could find on the plants that I brought, but I could also bait some snails and have them in there too. I have some things I want to show you guys in a second. I want to do uh, some box filters in the tank to show people that you can make a box filter for your aquarium. You don't need to show, to spark conversation about some of the DIY part of the hobby. Yeah, so I think it would be fun to spend some time talking about fish. Hello, Zen Ginger. How are you, my dear? Welcome, welcome. We're looking at some upside down shrimp. I don't know why the camera flipped upside down all of a sudden, but the quality got better. So I'm kind of scared to mess with it, really. But if I turn that lamp off in the corner, that'll help out a lot. I'm going to do that right now. So if I flip this switch, we get excellent picture. Oh, yeah. All right, bear with me, folks. Here we go. Bump, 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 bump. How do I become part of the show? Take that off. Hey, there I am. Let's talk about just me for a second. All right, so for the oh, they fell off. Hang on. There we go. All right, all right, all right. For real this time. Okay. So I have this bottle, which I think I'll just hollow this out, and then the tube will be coming out here. The down at the bottom of the tube will be holes, so I'll be drawing water from down here in this corner, and then I'm thinking about just cutting a bunch of slots in the top, and so the water comes down from here through polyester fluff, and then up the tube, and like have that as a box filter. That would be fun. And then I have this one, and it has a printed label. So the label is can stay on there. The label is plastic on this one as well, so I'll leave this label on as well. And this is agave syrup that my wife uses. So yeah, fancy stuff. And then I could also do a bottle. I was thinking about doing the bottle with a tube coming out the bottom, a tube coming out near the top that goes down into the water. And then I think that you can get a siphon started, and then with the vacuum, by putting the lid back on here with the vacuum, the pull of the water, like it'll continue to flow. I just want to try it out. I have to see whether it works. I saw it on the internet, and I was like, well, that's kind of fun. But I feel like if I have these things on in the tank with a bunch of stuff and stuff like that, there's plenty of things to like spark conversation about fish keeping and things like that. And like this can be fun. People exchanging information. You know what I mean? Like, who doesn't want to hang out in a group of people? Like, you know what I mean? Like, people are getting bags of things. You know what I mean? Like, who doesn't want to have a conversation? So, I think that would be, fun to do over in our corner, wherever they put us, if they give us a spot. You know what I mean? They usually do. So we'll be somewhere doing something. You know what I mean? And like having fun, like we do. So yeah, I'm very excited. So that's what's going on with me. The big events I have are Skipper on the 17th of this month. Oh man, is that the same weekend as Aquashella? That's hilarious. I figured that I would be at work, but if it's the same weekend as Aquashella, I'll still be sending him a video. It's like I'm at work. So, because I don't know if I'd be able to stream from my hotel room or not. I don't know, but so that is an event. I think that I am entering Swordtail 6-pack or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, and some Swasser Tang. We'll do both of those, and that'll be fine with me. And then June is getting plants, and she wants Tiger Bell, and that is great because I have lots of it. And I'll try to get you some of that Spiral Bell too. There, June. I have much less of that, but I'll send you some. You know what I mean? And like, I'm telling you, once you get your Tiger Bell and it starts taking off and stuff like that, like you'll you'll end up with extra eventually. I know that your tanks are much bigger than mine, so that's but it's just a matter of time. I'm so excited for you. Yeah, so yeah, I'll definitely send you some of that, and then that way, like get your plants on. And yeah, it doesn't matter how bright the light is for the Tiger Valve, like it'll just do. I've never had to put you don't it feeds from the water column. So any fertilizing that you need to do, you just have to do from the water column. And even in sand, as the tank ages and stuff like that, it'll draw in nutrients through the roots. There's plenty of nutrients that end up in the sand. I've thrown Tiger Val in from the get go, and it's done fine with a fish load in the tank, just in sand and it's new substrate. You know what I mean? And it's just like it ends up doing fine. Sending runners through it, doing just fine. Curly Val, right? Exactly, June 17th or 18th, maybe. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think it is at the same time. So yeah, they're usually doing a party that night. Depending on what time it is, we might go late to that or go early to that and uh, come back to the hotel and chill out until that's over, and then go see if there's any late night conversation happening near the bar, and then call it a night, so that way I can, I don't know, be awake and on time on Sunday. I think I it's less than 50% me being on time. Yeah, no, June, that's true. That's true. Yeah, so yeah, June, all the ones that I've been having success with and stuff like that, I think can do well in a low light environment. There's that something Colorado, that stem plant might not do well in low light, but everything else everything else will, because it'll float at the top and get plenty of light, or because everything is Tiger Valve, Spiral Valve, Colorado. One plant I can't name. Oh, I've got Buse everywhere. So yeah, I'll send you some more Buse. You rolled in late on Sunday last year. Nice. Cool, June. So here, let me get a piece of it. Yeah, this is real leggy, but it's got a bunch of little leaves and stuff like that. It's in the center of that tank. It's doing pretty well. Um, I thinned it out and moved it around, and it's done okay, but not great. And it looked bad for a minute, but it came back strong. So life is good there. So yeah, June, I'll get you a large box out. we'll work out through email what you would like to donate to the new local Austin. And that works for me probably. But yeah, I'll get those to you. So yeah. Yes, the plants in the angel forest are out of control. So yeah, I'm gonna pull like 2/3 of the Saswasser tank out of that tank. Here, let's do this. Okay, this Buse is doing really well, so I'm going to trim it back. And then I've got it floating in a bunch of tanks. But yeah, this is out of control. Swasser tank. So I'm going to take 2/3 of this out of here. And then I don't think there's a Swasser tank in here. I think it is all Tiger Well. And I'm like, yeah, it's out of control. But they love it. I thinned out this one, and it looks a lot better now. I took some Swasser tank and put it in the back, but the bristle noses keep moving it to the middle of the tank. And I mean, I might move it back again when I change water in here later, but I might just let them have it. But this one I thinned out, but it still just doesn't show. It still doesn't. You can't see very deep because of it. So I need to take some more out of there. And then this is the shrimp tank, and it's just crazy. All the way back. This one, there's a lot that I could do here as well. And it's time to thin out this one again too. So, I mean, lots going on. But I would like all my tanks to look kind of like this. Like, look how happy that Java fern is in the background. It's just happy. So, yeah, so I'll take that and I'll cut that down to 1/3 of what it is. And let it grow back in. That's some of that Colorado when it looks really, really good, June, right there. But mostly it does this for me. Really, really thin, really small. But I'll take 3/4 of this. So we'll have a lot of Swasser tank to give away, so that'll be fun for everyone except for the vendor that's trying to sell Swasser tank, I'm sure. But you know, hey man, oops, my bad. But I got quite a few bristle noses to get rid of. But they're doing such a good job on that. I'm really, really happy with them. Was that entire thing upside down for you guys? So this washer tank has grown through to the back of the divider. It looks so pretty. Man, that's so awesome, June. You're gonna have to like upload a short with that because I'm really interested in what it looks like the way it's set up. Like, I mean, like you don't even have to produce a short of it or anything. You could just take a small video and like try and send it to me through Gmail. But it's always such a pain in the butt. Just don't make it very long because it's such a pain in the butt to like send stuff through email. They don't like to do that. They don't want you doing that. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it seems to be adjusted to my water and doing just fine. So yeah, I'm doing 20% water changes, maybe 30. You know what I mean? Like if it's a tank that has too many fish in it, I got a few of those. You know what I mean? I dig a little deeper on those. Um, but yeah, I've had it floating in the tops of tanks, and like other than the loss that I get from like blackbeard algae growing on some of it because it's floating directly underneath the light. You know what I mean? Like other than that loss, you know what I mean? Like it's producing more than it's not. And actually, my tank that I have at work, I've been trimming that, and it's looking really good in that tank. But like I bring home a fistful of abuse like every 2 weeks. So yeah, it looked like I ran bare bottom tank. So yeah, it's something here because on my screen it's showing up correctly. So I just wonder, like, what if I just took it away and then brought it back? Still upside down. That's the way it is. That's right side up. So it just wants to interact with my camera in just one orientation. It won't. It's so weird. Hmm. All right, best thing I've done in the fish room in a while, and I did it in several stages, and I finally completed the last stage on Monday night. I now have a television mounted from the ceiling so that I can push Dan's live stream onto the big screen up above my head and tinker around in here. I caught the two juvenile out of this portrait tank right to my left with the clamshell in it. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. I got that. I got those two guys out of there now, so I can try and catch the lone female that's in here and make sure that that's the only female that's in there. And then I'm ready to move all these endlers. And I think if I do a black background on it, they might darken up. I might have to actually put some dark soil on top of the substrate. It's kind of salt and peppery right now, though. So they might do all right if the big background is black. Let me go back to the chat. I'm missing everything. Wait a minute. Where'd the other guy go? Chat. There it is. Those black snap dividers. Can't tell it's upside down. Have it in the 10 and 20 gallon tanks. I think it would fall. Yeah, it depends on the color of the fish. Why? Okay, so we look all right. Ah, yes, much better. Yeah, June, these endlers are pretty standard in color. They got yellow and orange on them, some blue on the tail, like the tail is dark. And they've got black dots on them. Some of them have two, some of them have one. But they're cool. Right now, I don't have any background on them, and they are staying a pale color. They were more colored up in the past, but I think they're trying to just blend in with the sand, which is light colored. See. Yeah, but those shrimp are working on that plant like hard. I pulled it out and I was like, oh man, I don't really want to throw this away. And I was like, I wonder if they'll clean it up. And if they do, I wonder if I can catch it on film. And I managed to do both. So, you know what I mean? Like, let's celebrate a win when it happens. Lord knows, I feel like I've been taking some L's lately. But you put the trimmings in the shrimp tank. Yeah. And then they'll clean them up. And if it dies, it's food, right? I mean, like, that's how it works. You've got the orange ones. Man, I'm going to get some orange ones at some point. Like, orange is my favorite color. So, I mean, like, keep trying to do blue because my wife loves blue, but I have not been having luck with the blue dreams. But I have not been caring for them properly either. You know what I mean? So it's not like I really feel like I did my best and it's just not working. It's just like, no, it's not working. And there's some things that I could work on. Pretty basic pretty basic things that would make a huge difference. You know what I mean? So I'm working on that. Um, yeah, it would be fun. But yeah, I mean, I'd like to have almost every color of Neo. But I would like to do some of the carradina shrimp at some point. I think that that would be fun. I'm not there yet. There's a sink installation and RO unit set up and working with that. And then I think before I do uh, carradina shrimp, I would like to do some of the fish that like softer water. Um, I would like to do that in a few of my tanks and like get the RO set up like going and be working with that, seeing how long the membrane lasts, like what that looks like. How do you make sure that you know that the membrane, you know what I mean? Like I'd like to have worked with those parameters a little bit before I do expensive shrimp. But I think that it would be fun to do expensive shrimp. I think it would be fun to put them in a contest. Um, but I'm a long way. I'm a long way from being there. You know what I mean? There's so many things I'm looking forward to along that. Like there's so many fish that I'm excited about before I get there, and there I'm very excited about having an RO unit and having a sink in this garage, in between the washer and dryer. Like I'm excited about that. You know what I mean? Like that makes things a heck of a lot easier. I can start filling from inside the fish room. I don't have to open my garage door 4 or 5 times, 10 times. You know what I mean? To clean out the fish room. You know what I mean? Like I'm excited about that. It makes me happy. Yellow and red over only Oscars. Those are the ones you're looking for. Yeah, yep. Isn't that most fish? Yeah, June. It's quite a few of them. Like the ones that okay, like a lot of your cichlids like hard water. So that's a huge swath. And then live bears. Most of the live bears like hard water as well. Um, so like there's a lot for me to work with the water that I have, you know. But yeah, a lot of your South American fishes, stuff from Peru, like almost yeah, a lot of them are going to be happier in softer water. My angels eggs would end up being viable in softer water. You know what I mean? Like they would probably appreciate softer water, honestly. But they're doing fine in harder water. So, but I mean, in order, I think the what they'll tolerate and what they like, you know what I mean, are sometimes two different things. And if your fish is happy enough to where it is spawning and having fry in the tank, I think that that is the gold standard of this fish is happy in this tank. You know what I mean? Like my angel's trying to breed, not it's not working. You know what I mean? Like the eggs I think just aren't viable in the water, so they end up popping on them. or they eat them every time. You know what I mean? Like either way, you know what I mean? It's not working. But I think it would if I tempered them down and got them in softer water. So the Oscars would breed in soft, right? But like in harder water, like they'll do fine. They'll grow fine. And like honestly, like for a lot of things, like that's enough for me. Like I don't need everything to breed. Like I'm okay. I'm okay with that because I'm having enough trouble just with all the live bearers that I have making more live bearers. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to be like collecting eggs and stuff like that. It's just like I would have more problems. You know what I mean? Well, I mean like having too many fish, I guess, is a good problem, but I still have to find somewhere to place them, and that can be hard. I think that uh, handing out my surplus at Aquashella last year was a fun way to interact with people and find homes and whatnot. So Zen Ginger says your angel eggs hatched in your 330 TDS, but it did make them fungus faster, it seemed. I had to pull them and use methylene blue. Got 200 babies, so softness wasn't the issue for me. So it was just keeping the fungus off the eggs. So the eggs are becoming non-viable because of the water. So it wasn't the hardness, it was the fungusing, which is easier when the water's harder, right? I don't know. In? Right? Way too many fish. Only Oscars. Must be nice. 180. Mine's like mine's like 400 or 500, if not more. But yes, I love my shrimp tank. I love both of my shrimp tanks. Yeah, from my tap. From my tap, Jam. It's gross. It's gross, okay? Twice a year, the water table flips over and there's some sort of lichen or something in the water table. And our water will smell and taste like dirt. It's a very minerally taste. Right. I would like to breed the annuals once just because I love them so much and they're so beautiful. And I would love to see a tank full of baby angels and stuff like that. But yeah, man, we would we I'd be moving them. I'd be moving them through auctions and moving them through auctions and Aquashella or babies taste good. The mystery snails are super cool. I want another colony of those, but I want to take a break for a minute, manage the pest snails that I have right now down a little bit. Oh, okay. So I'll have some of my I don't know, blue, purple Moscow. They're devolving. They looked so much better when I first got them, but like I'm not I'm not culling any of the males or anything like that. You know what I mean? But like they've got dark tails, lots of Moscows. Some of them got some different flecks on the tail and stuff like that. They're kind of fun. You might find some, but you might find some that you want like specific, like a specific line that you pick up at Aquashell as well. There's lots of different vendors. There's a few different guppy things going on, and endlers as well. You'll see both, and you'll see several different kinds. So you might find something cool. Jody sent you some purple ones. Nice coloration. That's awesome. Hello, Fishcapades. Welcome. We're looking at shrimps. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 12:12. It is finally the 1st of May, 2025, in the capital city, Austin, Texas. We made it. Whew. That was one hell of a month, guys. Can't say that I'm gonna miss it, but I did get a lot of things done, and like I'm really happy with that. You know what I mean? Like put in some work. You know what I mean? Like it's a good month. That's awesome. The blue dreams are taking over. The blue dreams are looking good over at my place. These yellows that I've had for a year now are doing well, and I dropped an Anubias plant that had a bunch of black algae growth like all over it, and I think some of the leaves were really dark as well. I couldn't tell. Maybe it was just growing on the leaf too, but these shrimp acted like I gave them a shrimp stick and have just come out of the woodwork. I don't know whether the mossiness of it, whether it had a particular smell to it or something, but like they've been at this for like 2 hours now, and they show no signs of slowing or interest, lack of interest in the Anubias plant, and they're cleaning it up for me. And I love it when I catch a break. You know what I mean? Because I was like, oh, it would be an excellent time to show these guys as well. So actually came together organically as I was like, whoa, what fish tank should I show out of the 9 that I show? You know what I mean? Like the other ones are boring. So, but I plan to be adding more tanks to that list of tanks that I show, especially as I get ready for Aquashella and getting June a batch of plants out. Um, those should those should do me the most good. I'm basically just gonna set up a tank and then clean it and take it with me and put the fish in a bucket. You know what I mean? And like plants in a bucket too. You know what I mean? And just have a display tank. So I'm gonna basically be getting that display tank like ready this next week so that I can get all of those. Got bristle noses and I got a bunch of guppies and a bunch of endlers. So I need to figure out whether I'm going to mix them, whether I'm going to keep them separate. Plecos can go everywhere. They're not going to interact with the guppies, but keep the guppy strains separate. Um, because I think I got a 20-gallon and a 10-gallon in the back of my wife's car that could probably go to Aquashella, and it wouldn't hurt my feelings if they didn't come home. You know what I mean? So yeah, I might do that, but I might get those set up because I want to see those plecos. I've got a bunch of bristle noses in this 10-gallon tank, and like some of them might need some fattening up, and some of them might need some like, okay, you need to go over here so that you can get well. You know what I mean? I'm not sure that everybody's doing well in the tank just because like that tank is so overcrowded that I doubt everybody's getting fed, but maybe. So I just want to check everybody out and like the 2 weeks before I take them to Aquashella so that I'm only taking things that are ready to travel, you know? So I'll be emptying out my tanks of plants and fish to help ease my live bear burden and just spread a little joy at the Aquashella. Yeah, fish capades. I've done that before. Like this tank is a perfect example of me just letting it go, and life finds a way. You know what I mean? Like it was the right combination of stuff. Nothing tragic happened. You know what I mean? But I've been feeding this tank very sparingly. There's so much plant life in here. There's so much wood. There's a big, large chunk of wood. Like I don't know, like get 10 pounds of wood. Like it's like this big around. It kind of looks like a stump. It goes about yay long. I put it in there, man. And so like they've had plenty to survive on in there and seem to be doing real well. Like there's a juvenile I can see. Look at that guy come surfing in. You're supposed to move your tanks to the basement, but you'll get too much water on the floor. Even in an empty tank shrimp head. Yeah. That's the thing. Like they just gotta there's like a tipping point and then it's just like they can't hide anymore. There's too many of them. So the parameters have to be stable. They have to have enough food, but not too much food. But I guess that's where having it heavily planted is an advantage because you can just control like how much food you're putting in. Like don't put in much, but if there's so much surface area in the tank that's plants with biofilm on it, and the shrimp will take care of themselves because there's food everywhere. You know what I mean? And it's biofilm, so it's not uh, it's not harmful to have extra biofilm in the tank. So it's a food source that is tank stable. So that's why I think this is doing better. And we'll see how it goes with my Blue Dreams. But that tank is also a 20-gallon, moving up from a 10. So then there's twice as much water, there's twice as much surface area, there's more room to have plants. So perhaps that is going to help me be more successful because it's a higher volume of water. I was checking out Kyle. Is it Pile Aquatics? I don't know. It had a three-pointed trident on the logo, but Kyle was No, Piles Aquatics was something that. No, Kyle is. Anyway, he was showing how much he feeds his tanks, like for how many shrimp are in there and things like that. And I found out that I need to be like feeding like a pellet, like, or a quarter pellet, like twice a week. And I haven't been doing that. This week I have because of what they're eating right now. But yeah, Poseidon's Pets. That's right, Zen Gender. Poseidon's Pets. But he showed on one of his lives like how much he's feeding, and like helped me get a better head around it. But like, let me grab something. But he was showing me something like for 30 shrimp, maybe that 3 times a week, maybe smaller. You know what I mean? But about like that, you know. And I was feeding like 3 pellets. You know what I mean? Every day. Gee, I wonder where all my seed shrimp came from. You know what I mean? So it's like, so I killed the first batch. Second batch I ignored and like possibly starved. You know what I mean? But it was still the same tank. Then the third time is just now and in the 20-gallon inside underneath my goldfish. And they need some wood in their tank. And there we are. All cut up. Yeah, a teeny tiny amount. I'm overfeeding. Yeah. GNC, welcome in. But my wife doesn't feed my tank with shrimp only in it. She's been letting me handle it, and I've been hitting it like twice a week. My chat is over. You know it, just living the dream. That's me, buddy. So good to see everyone. Night. Oh yeah, don't forget air. Yeah, I've got a sponge filter. I had a sponge filter in all the tanks. Not running very fast, but I figure enough. Yeah, June, that's what I'm trying to do is like not be the problem. And I mean, it's a good plan. What a wonderful night. Thanks you guys for being here. I mean, it's a wonderful night. You know what I mean? Like I'm feeling springtime, like in my bones. It's great. I did Did some yard work. I'm behind on the lawn, but I have all the stuff up out of the. I have all the sticks up out of the yard that I trimmed. So took a week for that to happen. But I got it figured out. So I'm going to do my water changes, and if all goes well, I'm going to get the edges of my yard tomorrow morning before I hit the showers and go to sleep for my weekend shifts. And then I just gotta knock down the yard with the lawnmower. Maybe one day when I get off of work, but it might have to wait until Sunday. Um, which it's fine, you know. But spring, man, the plants are gonna overtake the house. Gotta keep whacking at them. Yeah, well, yeah, I got to do it. I got to do it early on, and if I can just like not like the like my edger thing freaking is electric, so you know what I mean. Like it doesn't make much noise, so I'll just do that in the morning. But yeah, be done by 9. You know what I mean? Like stay up late at night anyway. So if I'm doing anything outside, I might as well do it during the coolest hours of the day. There's weeds growing in your aloe vera. I wouldn't doubt that, only Oscars. Wouldn't doubt that. Oh wow, it's blooming. I don't think I've ever had aloe vera bloom. I don't think we've ever kept it happy enough. That's pretty cool. That's a question I can ask my wife though. I was like, "Hey, have you ever had the aloe bloom?" And she'll tell me yes or no. I know that I haven't seen it, but if I did see it, would I know what I'm looking at? You know, I mean, maybe. Haha, June. Nice purple hill stream loach eating on it. Excellent. Yeah, man. I always worried about mine. They lasted 3 years though, but yeah, I don't think they were ever happy. But I got a great picture of one on a Nubius leaf. I love it. Oh wow, the aloe vera for 35 years. My goodness. You might not even have to pull those weeds, June. You might just need to cut the leaves off of the weeds, and the aloe vera will just hang in there. You know what I mean? The weeds will eventually give up. Now, I'm a big fan of getting up early, enjoying the park, and like going home by like 9. Just enjoy those first couple of hours of sunlight. Just let it ride. It's the best time to go play disc golf for sure. Spreads a lot. Got it from your sister-in-law who lived a few miles from here, and they have come full circle. It spreads a lot. Yeah, I think I've only had it in pots. I haven't. I don't think I've ever planted any. CC, all good. We're about done over here. Love you guys. Have a great week. Um, hey man, be kind to yourself. Remember that you're doing it right. You know what I mean? And like when ever the weather outside in the world like gets to be too much, remember that you only have to worry about yourself. Like let it let it do. You know what I mean? Like I'm not buying it. I'm not into it. It does not deserve my attention. I'll see you guys around the streams. Another good one tonight. This laptop is definitely making the difference on my live streaming. So I'll continue to work with the software here and try to get some more clips together and stuff like that. So I have some fun things to show you to break up the watching the same tank throughout the stream. Think that would be fun. And you know what I mean? Just keep a little bit of variety, like change it up what's on the screen like every 10 minutes or so. You know what I mean? Like, and then keep coming back to the same tank and seeing what's going on. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you around. Take care, everyone. Good night.